Danger! Danger right there! Danger!
All right, guys, so this series is going to be a front headlock series, but this is going to be when your opponent is stuck on their feet. Maybe let's say you can't snap them all the way down, or you've sprawled in them, then they've came up to their feet, and you're kind of just stuck in this front headlock position. So I've already went over the snap down, so I won't go over it again too much, but basically we're going to end up with a head and another side here, so like a tricep, elbow, armpit here, anywhere around here, right? So we're going to work from here when he's like coming up, and you can't pull him back down. The first one I'm going to do is an ankle pick. So what I have to do is here is I can move him from here still, even though he's down. I can either move him to get this leg to step or get the far leg to step. So whatever I feel. This first one, I'll show you the outside. So when I pull, I have to pull away from the leg I'm pulling that I want. So I'm going to pull circle, and then I'm going to grab that leg there while keeping the chin in the front headlock. So I go here, pull, right when he steps, I can cut, reach for that ankle, and either I can reach for a cradle too, or I can just reach ankle, keep the head, drive, drive, drive. I can roll through even, get to the cradle, or you can just run through without doing the cradle. You just go here, pull, pull, pull. And I gotta make sure I circle away from where I'm falling on that one if we're going for the near leg. If you're going for the far leg, right? I have to actually dip my head through, kind of like when we're on our knees and we do our kind of gator roll or cement mixer. I have to pull this leg, or pull away, circle this way, that steps. And see, he's already a little off balance, so I'm not just grabbing it with my hand, I actually have to run it over, right? So I'm gonna run and catch here, either at the knee or at the ankle. So run, catch, keep the head, and he's down, right? So once again, both sides, we have the first side, again, I can't pull him down, I pull this way, either cradle or pull, catch, and circle towards that side. And then the second one, near side, I pull this way, get head, run, 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 run. Keep the head, keep the leg. All right, so that's our ankle pick for the first set of the series.
Just like the ankle pick on the outside, on the inside I want to make sure that I get the foot to step first, and as soon as it steps, I'm running towards that leg. Notice I'm not just grabbing the leg, I'm running and driving through. And when I'm driving, I'm circling towards the inside of Cody's body, so I stay on top. You want to make sure when you're pulling that leg towards you, as soon as it lands, that's when you're reaching and driving for that leg. Also notice on this one, I'm circling my body towards the inside so that I stay on top of Cody. If I don't circle towards the inside, I'll have to roll over my own head, as you will have seen in the explanation section prior to this.
Okay, guys, so now we're going to go over another finish from the front headlock on our feet. This one's a duck under. So this one's going to come from kind of grabbing your wrist, or when they grab your wrist on the side that you do not have their head. All right, so once again, however to get there, we're stuck. I can't pull them down. One thing I can do is grab anywhere on this wrist. I usually like to keep controlling the head, and I'll drop down and grab and hold on the wrist. Usually I want to pull the wrist down so get him to kind of plant, so then I can work for that leg or work to go behind. But he usually won't let me, right? So I'll try to pull this down, but then they pull up. And remember, when they're pulling up, this is going to open up this side on this armpit. So I'm going to duck under it and pull. So I pull here, it goes here, and then watch right here. I take a step and turn this way. Right? My head is now covering his shoulder, my whole body, and now all I have to do is keep this head in and run towards that way, kind of like our cow catcher from the knees. Run, 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 and catch there. So one last time. However I get there, I'm here, I go for the wrist, I try to pull it down, he comes up, I duck, and now that I'm here, you can even kind of relax here, and kind of as long as you're tight, right? But usually I want to do this immediately. As soon as I get here, boom, I run, go there. You can do the same thing also if they grab your wrist as well, right? So I go here, maybe he grabs my wrist, tries to hold on to my wrist, I can still just pull it down or come up, and I can duck all the way down to my knee as well, right? So that's our other option, is that duck.
Make sure you pull hard on that wrist so that they pull back. As soon as they pull back, use that opening and that opportunity to duck under, and then turn the corner hard so you can drive through. And make sure you keep the head so that they stay pinned down and you can then run them to their back.
All right, guys, so coming back in, we now have another finish here. This one's going to be kind of situationally based when they grab your elbow and try to pull it in deep like most good wrestlers should. So Cody's going to pull my arm in once I get there. So I'm here. He pulls my elbow deep, right? But I'm not just going to, maybe I've had a hard time pulling it back. I'm actually going to let him pull it and dip my shoulder even further. This is kind of like our knee tap from the knees, right when we're all the way down here. But when we're on our feet, the knee tap doesn't really work so great. So what I do instead, I'm going to reach on the inside like a high crotch, but keep the head with me, right? As long as the head is trapped. If the head's not trapped, this doesn't really work. But if the head's trapped while he's reaching and pulling that arm deep, that's supposed to be on his chin, I'm going to now take a step in the middle and reach and keep that. And now see, I keep the head pinned here, right? So that I can now run him over. Right here. Let's do that kind of maybe at full speed or at least a little bit faster. So you're going to go here, you pull my arm in, right there. See, I dip, but I'm pulling this so that his head doesn't come up, right? Keep the head trapped, reach, keep the leg, run through. Right? So just making sure that when they pull, you drive and that shoulder comes underneath his shoulder. Right? So one last time, maybe I'll show it on this side, is he pulls that arm. See, watch this shoulder. It's going to go underneath. Underneath, see, now it's under. Now it's ready to go. Now I can run and go back. Okay, so dipping the shoulder, catching when they pull that elbow nice and deep.
For this move to work, you have to try to get very low to the ground and be able to drive while you're staying low. This is called a level change. You're going to level change on your shoulder so the shoulder dips underneath, and you got to bend your legs so that you can get underneath and drive from a low position. Keep the head trapped so you can pin.
All right, guys, so let's show you maybe something, I want to say a bit fancier, but not really. This is going into like an inside trip. Cody showed a video on an inside trip earlier. This is just another position that you could hit it from. It's a little bit sometimes hard to execute, but the principle is the same at moving the head out of the way so that you can step the leg through, right? So once I have his head kind of trapped in here, again, I want to try to pull whatever leg I'm going to step and hook. That's the one I want to pull towards me, right? So I have to circle away from it. So I pull here, get that cheat step, and right, I already was doing it. I'm moving his head out of the way, but first head is trapped. Once I go there, move the head out of the way, and now I'm going to take a deep kind of knee drop all the way through on this side. Notice my posture is up. I'm not sitting back here so you can run me over. Right, yeah, you put me over. So I don't stay on this side. I switch all the way to the same side that I hook, and I don't have to have that front headlock anymore. Now when I go forward, I can look towards this foot and just trot forward, or go to that double leg, right? So even if I miss it, usually you go for a double as well. So Cody's shown where you go here and go for a double. It's the same thing, but this time it's pull here. And even if he steps the leg out, you still have a double leg, as long as you keep wrestling, keep moving. So one more time all the way through, I snap, whatever, I can't pull him down. I'm gonna move and pull him out of the way, hook, and now I'm here. I hooked, went to that side, and I'm looking away so that I can go forward and chop forward. Damn. Right there. So that's another option. Going now, moving the head, inside trip.
This move requires a full commitment. By a full commitment, I mean you have to dive your knee all the way down and commit your body fully forward. If you don't do that, you're going to miss, but also you will not have enough weight just using your ankles to try and trip them. When you dive all the way down, it uses body weight to topple them over.
All right, guys, so last one I'm going to show for you. There's a lot of things you can do to finish a front headlock. You can make kind of your own move sets on a lot of different positions. But with this one I've had a lot of success with, is a head pinch or a chest wrap. So basically this is usually, guy comes in for a double leg, or you snap them down, you're ready to pop them over your own hips, get your big 4 points, maybe even 5 in some cases if you pop high and hard enough. Right, so I'll just show this again from standing. The best way is getting it from standing. So traditionally I have a front headlock, I have a chin and an arm, and I can lock my hands and stuff, and my shoulders in line with his middle of his back. I can't head pinch him from here. I actually need to get my hips underneath his head. So I actually have to take a step kind of on top of him almost. So my belly button's gonna go over the top of the back of his neck. So So first I lock my hands really tight so he's not going to go anywhere. And now I'm going to step and make sure that my hips go in and up. So in, they're on top first, and then up, right? So his head is trapped. So I'm not doing it from here. It's not my upper. Some people, when they do this, they do it like upper stomach. I can't pull him from here. Cody's way too big. All his weight's over there. So I actually have to step higher on him. So high up, and see now his head is way down, basically in my crotch. And I can, when I twist him to the side, I go here. But now I have to finish. I have to pop, right? So when I pop, I'm going to sit in a chair and then pop my hips over. And if you be a good partner when you're drilling this, usually they'll kind of jump over with you. So I sit, pop, right here. And you can either hold it or you can turn and try to finish on top. Right? Usually I'll just get the points and then you scramble however you react there. So again, from that front headlock position, again, I lock, cinch, right? Cinch my hips, cinch, and then I sit and pop. You can also do this from double over, right? So a chest wrap. So say they got really deep on your legs. Maybe when I get back and sprawl on them, instead of getting my hand behind on the head here, so maybe I'll turn this way. So instead of going all the way back to the head here to try to get it, I'll usually wrap around both arms right here and get it tight. Step, and same thing. Get your pump right there. Still get your points that way. Kind of depends how deep they are on you. I usually like the first one better, but some people like the second way. You're reaching over, but same thing, same principle applies. Just cinch it in tight, get the hips over top, sit in a chair, pop, and turn to get the full ones.
This move requires a lot of power to execute. In order to generate enough power to throw them over, your feet need to be firmly planted in the ground, and you have to really arch your back and throw your hips in. If you know that you're doing this properly, your butt will never touch the mat, just like all of these reps here.
Thank you very much for watching. This is Coach Cruz Velasquez
and Cody Osborn.